A dream doesn't become reality through magic, it takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Leadership is solving problems. The day soldiers stop bringing you their problems is the day you have stopped leading them. They have either lost confidence that you can help or concluded you do not care. Either case is a failure of leadership. Success is the result of perfection, hard work, learning from failure, loyalty, and persistence. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception, it is a prevailing attitude. Great leaders are almost always great simplifiers, who can cut through argument, debate and doubt, to offer a solution everybody can understand. I think whether you're having setbacks or not, the role of a leader is to always display a winning attitude. Avoid having your ego so close to your position that when your position falls, your ego goes with it. Children need to get a high-quality education, avoid violence and the criminal justice system, and gain jobs. But they deserve more. We want them to learn not only reading and math but fairness, caring, self-respect, family commitment, and civic duty. The healthiest competition occurs when average people win by putting above average effort. The chief condition on which life, health and vigor depend on is action. It is by action that an organism develops its faculties, increases its energy, and attains the fulfillment of its destiny. Many interviewers when they come to talk to me, think they're being progressive by not mentioning in their stories any longer that I'm black. I tell them, don't stop now. If I shot somebody you'd mention it. War should be the politics of last resort. And when we go to war, we should have a purpose that our people understand and support. When you decide to get involved in a military operation in a place like Syria, you've got to be prepared, as we learned from Iraq and Afghanistan, to become the government, and I'm not sure any country, either the United States or I don't hear of anyone else, who's willing to take on that responsibility. My own experience is use the tools that are out there. Use the digital world. But never lose sight of the need to reach out and talk to other people who don't share your view. Listen to them and see if you can find a way to compromise. In other words, don't expect to always be great. Disappointments, failures and setbacks are a normal part of the life cycle of a unit or a company, and what the leader has to do is constantly be up and say, we have a problem, let's go and get it. What we have to find is the right level of regulation of our financial system so that it has the incentive to invest in things, but at the same time, it is sufficiently regulated so it can't get in the kind of trouble that we have seen in the past and we have seen recently. Don't bother people for help without first trying to solve the problem yourself. It's nice to say let's be bipartisan. But we're a partisan nation. We were raised as a partisan nation. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Don't let your ego get too close to your position, so that if your position gets shot down, your ego doesn't go with it. Surround yourself with people who take their work seriously, but not themselves, those who work hard and play hard. Diplomacy is listening to what the other guy needs. Preserving your own position, but listening to the other guy. You have to develop relationships with other people so when the tough times come, you can work together. The commander in the field is always right and the rear echelon is wrong, unless proved otherwise. Organization charts and fancy titles count for next to nothing. You need to understand, if you take out a government, take out a regime, guess who becomes the government and regime and is responsible for the country? You are. So if you break it, you own it. Indeed, we're strongest when the face of America isn't only a soldier carrying a gun but also a diplomat negotiating peace, a Peace Corps volunteer bringing clean water to a village, or a relief worker stepping off a cargo plane as floodwaters rise. If a leader doesn't convey passion and intensity, then there will be no passion and intensity within the organization and they'll start to fall down and get depressed. Never let your ego get so close to your position that when your position goes, your ego goes with it. There's not going to be a World War III, because there is no one to have World War III with. We need to understand that we as citizens and as a government in any community throughout this country have no more important obligation than to educate those who are going to replace us. It isn't enough just to scream at the Occupy Wall Street demonstrations. We need our political system to start reflect this anger back into, how do we fix it? How do we get the economy going again? Our diplomacy and development budget is not just about reducing spending and finding efficiencies. We need a frank conversation about what we stand for as that shining city on a hill. And that conversation begins by acknowledging that we can't do it on the cheap. Fit no stereotypes. Don't chase the latest management fads. The situation dictates which approach best accomplishes the team's mission. I always like to take my time and examine the two candidates, see not only the two candidates but the policies they will bring in, the people they will bring in, who they might appoint to the Supreme Court, and look at the whole range of issues before making a decision. The Army will take its lessons learned. They're excellent at looking into themselves and reflecting on what did we do right, what did we do wrong. In terms of the legal matter of creating a contract between two people that's called marriage, and allowing them to live together with the protection of law, it seems to me is the way we should be moving in this country. The United States is not stingy. We are the greatest contributor to international relief efforts in the world. Wouldn't it be great if we could look forward to a whole world in which no child will be left behind?